Salve, salve família, beleza? Vilão aqui, galera. No vídeo de hoje eu venho trazer pra vocês uma lista de 15 jogos de graça pra PC fraco da Steam. Pessoal, só lembrando que essa parte aqui, esse vídeo aqui é a parte 2. Então, se você não assistiu a parte 1, assiste aí, vai estar no primeiro link da descrição a parte 1 desse vídeo aqui, beleza? Assiste aquele lá e depois assiste esse, aí você vai ter bastante jogos pra vocês escolherem, ou algo assim, beleza? Eu não tô gravando esse vídeo aqui por facecam, porque só pra essa semana não ficar sem vídeo, porque eu tô esperando alguns equipamentos chegar, e essa semana ia ficar provavelmente sem vídeo. Então, esse vídeo aqui vai ser sem facecam, mas semana que vem volta ao normal o canal. Mas enfim, isso aqui não vem ao caso. E pessoal, se eu esqueci de algum jogo, deixem aí nos comentários aí o nome do jogo. Quem sabe eu faço uma parte 3 desse vídeo aqui, beleza? O vídeo anterior teve muito feedback da hora, então foi bem bacana o vídeo anterior. Então por isso que eu tô fazendo a parte 2 desse vídeo aqui, beleza? E quem sabe eu faço uma parte 3 desse vídeo aqui. E bom, se você gostar, não esqueça de deixar o seu like e se inscrever no canal, que é muito importante. E é isso, galera, já falei demais, bora pro vídeo.
We're heading town today, see?
Sugar, spice, and everything die!
No glory!
Detecting much weight in this sector.
There's a new sheriff in town.
Double kill. Double kill. Ultra kill.
Three, two, one. Welcome to Brawlhalla.
fast-paced shooter where teams of mercenaries battle through radiation-ravaged London for riches and bragging rights. As they say, what's a little radiation sickness when there's money to be made? This game isn't gonna hold your hand. It's more likely to kick your teeth out, so listen. These here are objectives. Objectives. Can't miss them, don't ignore them. When you're on the attacking team, you've got to complete them one by one. This ugly group, they're on defense, and they don't want you to do that. You've got to educate them. With bullets. Will the attacking team finish all of the objectives in time to win the match? Or will the defenders give them first-class tickets to Paintown? That, dear player, is up to you.
Objective destroyed. Good work.
You'll be taking 3 mercs with you into battle, and you can switch between them in the match. Each merc is their own brand of boss, ass-stomping abilities included. Grenade launchers, turrets. Oh, what's this? A minigun. Rhino's the only merc with an ability that weighs his own body weight, but each merc is a unique and special snowflake. Use the E and Q keys to activate your abilities. Go on, knock yourself out. The number 1 key to teamwork is this: don't be a dick.
Get some! Oh yeah!
I could tell you to cover your teammates' backs, to use your abilities for the good of the group,
Help station deployed.
to not run off on your own like a hero, to revive me when you're a medic and I'm just lying there in agony. In agony. In agony! But really, don't be a dick. Golden rule. Hey, did anyone else notice this game is fast? Unless you're at a distance or have cataracts, shoot from the hip while moving your legs. Only pull out the old iron sights if you're a ways away from the enemy. Once you're running and gunning, take a stab at some of the more advanced tactics. Bet you can't remember half of what I just told you. Stick to the objectives, use your abilities, don't be a dick. I mean, work as a team. And shoot from the hip while moving unless you're at range. Now get out there and start playing dirty.
Loot progression, third-person action, and cooperative tower defense proved impossible for me to resist. The best moments were always when things were on the very edge of disaster. When a group of enemies slipped through the cracks, defenses fell, and plans started to unravel. With a wide assortment of new enemies and maps with more attack lanes than ever, that seems to happen with far more regularity in Dungeon Defenders 2, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Where before you could get by just plugging 2 or 3 choke points, maps in Dungeon Defenders 2 can have upwards of 5 or 6 even on a basic map, especially if you let the new sub-objectives fall. Things stay relatively calm for a wave or two, but after that, this starts to happen. If that's not enough, old enemies like the suicide bombers are now joined by some tricky newcomers, like this little guy, who burrows near your traps, debuffing them for as long as he's present. That's just one of what I'm told are many new mobs designed to throw constant curveballs at you. But for as much as the intensity has been ramped up, your arsenal of special abilities and character-unique towers has been upgraded to match. The division of mana into 2 types, one for abilities and one for towers, opens things up considerably. No more holding back on tower upgrades so you can have enough mana to use on skills. Now you can use both to the fullest without the added opportunity cost. And those abilities are a lot more fun to use this time around. In addition to the massive concussive force of the apprentice's AoE blast attack, he can lift hordes of enemies into the air with conjured tornadoes, leaving them to flail helplessly while he and his friends pick them off. The monk's AoE heal can turn potentially disastrous battles around in a flash, and his force push ability makes for some hilarious kills too. But the squire has seen the biggest increase in utility by far. Previously just a brawler with a sword to swing, he can now taunt surrounding enemies and fire sonic projectiles from his sword to attack from a distance. One thing's for sure, you'll be doing a lot more with your hero of choice than simply hacking and slashing. As you can see, things are progressing nicely on the visual front too. Remember, this is a game that had to transition from temporarily being developed on the mobile version of the Unreal Engine, but those growing pains seem like a distant memory now. DD2 is looking clean, colorful, and more ready than ever to steal away my nights and early mornings. More to come as it charges towards its closed beta, but until then, for all your Dungeon Defenders 2 needs, keep your eyes on IGN.
Welcome to a brand new show, Minion Masters. It's quite simple, actually. Here, I'll show you. All Blue has to do is summon minions to attack Red. Red will, of course, spawn his own minions in an attempt to foil this. Blue's job is then to counter this. Red will now counter Blue's counter move. He must then counter Red's counter, who will counter Blue's counter. This will allow Red to counter his counter. No, wait, that's too many. Blue then... No, wait, was it Red? Oh, God, I'm so messed up. Blue. No, Red. Oh, look at the... Oh! Okay, that happened. Where were we? Red, maybe? Blue? Never mind. It's a game of counters, all right? Minion Masters! Forced to duel.